While the Red Army pressed forward in the east, the Western Allies prepared for their own decisive strike. Planners in Britain and the United States had spent months shaping the largest amphibious operation in history. They selected the Normandy coast as the landing zone because its beaches offered broad approaches and its hinterland allowed rapid expansion inland. Supplies, ships, and aircraft gathered across southern England. Troops trained on beaches that resembled those they would soon assault. Weather reports and intelligence from occupied France guided every decision. By early June 1944, the moment arrived. Paratroopers and glider units dropped into the darkness behind the coast on the night of June 5th. Their task was to seize bridges, silence batteries, and disrupt German movement. Dawn brought the naval bombardment. Thousands of vessels appeared off the 5 designated beaches. American forces landed at Utah and Omaha. British and Canadian troops at Gold, Juno, and Sword. Rough seas scattered landing craft, yet the first waves pushed ashore under heavy fire. At Omaha, the cliffs and strong points exacted a high price, but follow-up units broke through the defenses by midday. Inland, French resistance fighters cut telephone lines and guided Allied columns around pockets of resistance. The beachhead grew steadily, despite German counterattacks. Rommel's reserve divisions arrived late because Allied air power had shattered rail and road networks. Within a week, the invaders had linked the beach sectors and begun to enlarge their lodgment. Cherbourg fell after bitter fighting, giving the Allies a usable port. Mulberry artificial harbours supplied the growing armies until the port could be repaired. German attempts to drive the Allies back into the sea failed under relentless artillery and air attack. The breakout came in late July. American forces punched through the hedgerow country south of St. Lo. Armored columns then swept into open ground. Patton's Third Army raced westward and southward, trapping German forces in the Falaise pocket. Thousands of enemy troops surrendered or were destroyed from the air. With the German 7th Army shattered, the road to Paris lay open. French and American units entered the capital on August 25th. Jubilant crowds lined the boulevards as the swastika came down from public buildings. From Paris, the advance continued across northern and eastern France. Allied columns liberated towns and villages that had lived under occupation for 4 years. Supply lines stretched thin, yet momentum carried the spearheads forward. In September, British and American troops reached the borders of Germany itself. Airborne landings at Arnhem attempted to seize bridges across the Rhine, but stiff resistance forced a withdrawal. The front settled into a winter stalemate along the Siegfried Line and in the Ardennes. Throughout these weeks, French civilians aided the liberators with food, information, and labor. The retreating Germans left destruction in their wake, blowing bridges and mining roads. Allied engineers worked without pause to restore movement. By winter's end, the Western Allies stood ready for the final push into the German heartland. The liberation of France had been achieved at great cost, yet it opened the path to victory in Europe.